My name's Dave DeBow, founder of MoneyPartnerFormula.com, and this show is built for everyday real estate investors who are actively doing deals and looking to scale using other people's money. So if you're an active real estate investor and you want to get featured on this show to talk about your own real estate and capital raising experiences, then just go to daveinterviewsyou.com. Now let's get rolling with this episode, and remember to subscribe for daily interview content. Hey folks, welcome back. Another great episode. Today's zooming in from Houston, Texas. We've got a newer real estate entrepreneur, real estate syndicator, Somreeta Roy, who is getting into the multifamily space. Not getting into, she's into it. And she and her husband have gone from being limited partners, so passive investors, into general partnerships pretty quickly in this space. So we're going to be talking about that and how they made that transition. So Somreeta, welcome to the show. Great to have you.
Oh, thank you so much for having me over here.
So tell us a little bit about what you and your husband do when it comes to real estate investing. So what are you focusing on? What does your portfolio look like today as of September in 2024? That sort of thing.
So as you mentioned, we started as limited partners in the multifamily space, right? So
when was that? When did you do it
back
first?
in July 2022. So my husband's college roommate from 15 years ago. So, he's been in touch with him. My husband's college roommate, actually, we found out, okay, he's doing real estate. Like we thought he was a consultant, working for a finance company, but, then he started to do real estate. And
so that's what he was in his previous professional life, I guess.
Right. And, he started with the 8 unit and then he moved on to a 10 unit and he did it all by himself. Like he and his wife, they used to work from the parking lot of the properties that they used to remodel, right? And then in 3 years, it took him around 3 years to be able to actually have his cash flows from his properties match his salary. So he quit his job and then he got into real estate full time. So that kind of inspired us a lot. And so we started as a limited partner is one of his deals. This was a 36-unit property in Ohio. And then very soon we joined a mastermind, it's called Make It Happen Mastermind. So the mastermind kind of helped us accelerate our learnings. And in the following year, which is last year in 2023, we closed on our first deal as GPs. And It was a 27-unit property. So that was in May last year. And then the snowball just, kept rolling. And early this year, we closed on a 54-unit property in Ohio. And 2 weeks ago, we closed on a 18-unit property. And there is something that we are under contract on. I don't want to jinx it.
Yeah, don't jinx it. But you're taking, well, that is fantastic. That's some very, very fast progress. So Somreeta, so when you guys come on board now, huge difference between being a limited partner and a general partner. So what do you do as general partners in the deals? What do you guys bring to the table?
Okay. So we both have an engineering background. So I'm an electrical and software engineer and my husband's an electrical engineer. So we both still have our full-time jobs. So numbers come very naturally to us. Mostly my husband, he does a lot of underwriting for deals, right? So whenever, as you know, the entire commercial real estate market is kind of controlled by commercial brokers, right? So when you establish broker relations and the broker sends you a deal, you have to immediately underwrite it and then send your feedback back to the broker. So my husband, he's become very good at that. Last year in Houston alone, he underwrote like 100 deals. Wow. And last year was a very tough market with, all the high insurance rates and, very high property taxes. So numbers come pretty naturally to us. So that's one thing that I would say we are good at. And off late, for our recent couple of acquisitions, my husband has also been getting into asset management of properties. So tracking KPIs, now that our portfolio is growing, it's all the more important to make sure you track your KPIs, right? And sometime earlier, we also transitioned from having third-party property management to having in-house property management now. So that's been very, very helpful in terms of
So are you guys partnered with some other syndicators that have the management, or did you start your own property management company? What do you mean by that in-house?
the former. So we work with our friend who I mentioned was my husband's college roommate. So
Okay.
he merged his company with this other property management company. So now the property management company has stake in all of our deals. They have their own investors, so their objectives are aligned with making sure that the property performs well and everything. So
Yeah.
and that's been hugely beneficial for all of our deals.
So are
So
you GPs with your husband's college friend in all of
yeah,
your deals? Or you guys, so you kind of partnered
yeah.
up together?
We've partnered up in all the four deals that I mentioned to you. Yeah, three of them we are partnered with my husband's friend,
Hmm.
and the fourth one, my husband's friend is a KP on that deal. So my
Okay.
husband's the lead sponsor on that deal. Yeah,
Okay. Very, very cool. So your husband does a lot of the underwriting and asset
yeah,
management. What about yourself,
yeah,
Somreeta? What do you like to
yeah.
do as
So
part of the team?
in Houston, right now I very much try to educate a lot of my friends about the multifamily space, because most of my friends are either electrical engineers and software engineers, right? They they are very used to investing in stocks,
Yeah.
and but they don't have much of an exposure to real estate, and
No.
somehow a lot of people I've noticed are kind of skeptical or afraid about investing. So I try to educate, my friends, through my Facebook content and everything. So and also once a month we have our event. We host a event in Houston,
Hmm.
and it's called Deals and Dollars. So
Nice.
we have our Houston-based partners. So we four of us host this event together every month. So we invite real estate professionals and speakers from all over the place, and it's nice, it's educational. So I'm mostly into the educational side of
Well,
the
so the educational in order to bring on investors and raise capital is what I'm assuming
so
that you're doing for the
that's
education.
one part of it. That's one
Yeah.
part of it. And in uh, and just I don't know in the future whether I want to have a YouTube channel or not, or I have not figured that part out yet. I just enjoy the process of educating people and getting the fear out of investing in people. So I'm just pursuing that, whenever I have some spare time, which, I don't really have much of spare time right now, because I have a full-time job and I'm also doing my second master's,
Wow.
part-time. So
Yeah.
that's with the limited time that I have. So I like to make Facebook videos and Instagram reels.
Very good. Very good. So what lies down the future for you and your husband now that you made such a good start in the syndication space? What are your goals for the next year or two?
So for the next few years, my husband wants to. Well, we both want to keep growing our portfolio. We want to target more generational wealth type of properties,
Mhm.
and and as we are growing in this space, we also want to get into other types of real estate, not just limit ourselves to multifamily. So industrial warehouses and flex spaces, and also outside of real estate, we have to we know we want to learn about business acquisitions, like Cody Sanchez style, where you buy boring businesses and operate them. So that's a space I am interested in. But then I'm also very interested in e-commerce operations. So I have started something on the side, on the e-commerce side of things. But then in the future, I want to expand it. Once my master's winds down, after that, yeah, after I graduate, I'm going to do that, do some
What's the second master's in? Sorry.
so my second master's is in computer science. So my
Okay.
first master's was in electrical engineering, and my
Uh-huh.
second master's is it's specializing in machine learning from Georgia Tech, computer
Okay.
science.
Very, very interesting. Well, it
Mhm.
sounds like engineering is a real passion for you. So do you see yourself continuing along your profession and doing all of these other things as time permits, or do you see real estate investing and these kind of things becoming your full-time profession eventually?
So I want to continue my my job for as long as I can, because
Yeah.
I really love engineering. And all of the money that I make from my job, I just pretty much divide it up into low cost index funds and real estate. So
Mm.
that's something I plan on continuing to do in the future. And well, my husband, well, you have to ask my husband. Yeah, I'll let him answer that at some point.
Yeah.
But he's very passionate about real estate. I know he definitely wants to continue working on acquiring more properties and building our portfolio.
So, what have been some of the biggest surprises for you and your
Mhm.
husband getting into the multifamily space, especially as general
Mhm.
partners? What are some of the unexpected things that you've discovered along the way?
Oh my God, there have been so many. So,
Yeah.
so just recently, when we were about to close on our 18-unit property, we went through a lot of hassle. We First of all, we did not know that the building had aluminum wiring. That's what we found out during our inspections, during the due diligence process. And the seller also did not know, apparently, that the building had aluminum wiring. And as you know, aluminum wiring has a fire hazard, and you won't
Mm.
find insurance providers that cover that, right? So 2 weeks, before the closing, we were like frantically, we were very tensed about finding insurance providers, but because our primary insurance provider was not able to meet the agency requirements, we were trying to get agency debt on it. And but finally, I think 2 or 3 days before our closing date, we were able to find an insurance carrier in the secondary market which met all of our requirements. But we also learned that we need to allocate additional budget for capex to remediate the whole thing with
Yeah.
copper wiring. So we are going to do that. We've baked that into part of our business plan, and the returns still look good for our for all of the partners. So that was one really close call, I would say. And
Yeah.
other than that, we have had surprises. We have had property management companies not performing, and um, vacancies being high, and all kinds of curveballs that come your way. So
Yeah, for
yeah,
sure.
with that, yeah.
Well, it sounds like you guys have done a good job finding partners and raising capital. What do you find most effective for raising private capital, bringing on LPs like you guys used to be into your deals now?
So I think that one of the best ways to raise capital is to advertise the work that you do yourself, right? Because if you haven't invested as an LP, nobody would want to invest as an LP with you, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then being transparent with your investors and regularly communicating with your investors.
Mm-hmm.
Um, then if whatever problems that you're going through as GPs, share all of that with your investor. Like it's not always nice shiny returns and everything. Like the hell that your GPs have to go through, all of that stuff needs to be shared. And and everybody knows that when you're trying to make money, it doesn't come out of thin air, right? You have to
Mm-hmm.
put in the work. So show your work. So
Show
that's
your
what I
work.
have.
That's good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I have always been focused on doing that. And my husband, he doesn't like to. He's not as open. He doesn't. He does such good work, but he doesn't advertise all of that work, right? But
He's
I'm
more private. He's not
yeah,
a
he's very
social
private.
media guy.
Yeah,
Well, you
he's
could be
not a
the
social
social
media.
media person. That's
Yeah,
for sure.
that's what I am.
Yeah.
I am the
But
social.
you get to be
Yeah,
the face of the company then.
yeah, yeah. He does all the work, and I get to take the credit.
Yeah. Well, hey, there. Sounds like a good deal to me, Shovrita. Very, very cool. So, yeah, have you found that? So when you're actually bringing on new prospective investors, have most of the people that have invested with you been coworkers, other engineers, or family members who've been investing with you guys so far in your journey?
All of them have been friends and co-workers
Mm-hmm.
who I have met through my job, or predominantly through my job or through my college. So yeah, all of them have been, we've done mostly 506B syndications
Mm-hmm.
or joint ventures where we've,
Yeah.
brought in, other people. So yeah, so they've been friends predominantly.
Good. And what are you planning on doing for raising capital moving ahead? The same thing, or you're going to start getting into bringing on accredited investors? What are your plans?
Um, so that's a very good question. So I do know that we are targeting bigger properties, larger units. So at some point, I know that we have to get into 506C syndications, but I haven't planned for that yet. But what I do is, I'm just continuing to tell people about what we do and just educate people about investing, real estate investing, and taking the fear out of people. And I try to make bite-sized learnings like, what is cash out refi? What are the returns you can expect in the 506B syndication? What is a syndication? What is a joint venture? So little videos like that, which, people can consume in a 1 minute. Instagram lets you film a reel in 1 minute, right? So whatever I can fit in 1 minute, I want to continue to do that and see where it goes. I don't have my 5-year plan all planned out. I just believe in doing the work now, and I know that my future will be taken care of.
Wonderful, Somreeta. Well, I think it will be. Sounds like you're off to a great start. So if people want to connect with you and find out more about what you are up to, what would be the number one place they should go?
You can email me directly, or you can.
Do you have a website?
We do have a. We do have a website. It's called agoracapitalmanagement.com. Is that something I can send it to you? And you can.
I think we've got it, but just so people know what it is, if they're listening to this, they can find you. Okay. So
all right. You can just such for agoracapitalmanagement.com, or just Google my name. It's not a name you hear in America as much. So I'm the only person who will come up.
Very good. Well, thank you very much for being on the show. This has been fun.
Thank you so much, Dave.
All right, everybody, take care, and we shall see you on the next episode. Take care. Hey there, I really hope you enjoyed that episode. And as always, if you want to listen to more daily interview content, make sure you subscribe. And if you're an active real estate investor and you're doing deals and you'd like to get featured on this show, then just head over to daveinterviewyou.com. Now, at moneypartnerformula.com, we help real estate investors to create a process for predictably getting capital so they can do more deals without relying on hard money lenders or the banks. We do this by building them a private capital marketing system. Now, if you want help turning yourself into a big money capital attraction machine, then book a call with our team to see how we can help. Just visit moneypartnerformula.com to find out more. All right, take care, and we'll see you on the next interview.